everyone, welcome to today's lunch lesson live. So glad you're here. Give me a little thumbs up or a wave if you're here. Tell me if you are watching on the live or the replay. Just say in the comments below live or replay. Awesome, so glad you're here. Today we are talking about Canva tips. So tell me in the comments, are you using Canva for your business, right? If you're watching here, you're probably already using Canva. And if you are looking for ways to better utilize or how to be more effective on Canva, you definitely want to stick around. So tell me below if you are using Canva and what your favorite maybe features of Canva are, or if you have questions, right? Feel free to drop your questions below if you have any Canva questions. I'd love to be able to answer those for you. All right, so today is going to be great. We're going to talk all about how to utilize and be more effective on Canva. I'm going to share kind of my top 3 tips, and then I'm also going to add in the comments my little printable, which is like my top 5 tips, which includes those 3 tips too. But I'll give a few more little nuggets throughout the chat today. All right, so thanks so much for being here. Thanks to everyone who voted. Every Tuesday, I put out a little poll in this group about which topic we should talk about. So if there are questions coming up for your business, or if you have questions about social media, about business in general, about self-care, what it's like to be a mom in business, right? Let's talk about it. Let's make it normal. Like, let's get it off our chest. So if you have any questions or topics or things that keep coming up for your business, let's talk about it. I would love to hear. Feel free to suggest any future topics below, or every week on that Tuesday poll, you can suggest a topic and maybe other people are interested too, so they can vote on it as well. So thanks so much to everyone who has voted. Let me know what questions keep coming up for you and your business. I would love to help. All right, so today's video, this is for go-getters, right? I know you are a go-getter coach, business owner, mompreneur. If you're in this group and interested in Canva tips today, I know that you are looking to save time, save money, and get your business moving, right? You are a go-getter action taker. So this is for you. Stick around. I know this is for you. I always suggest, right, when I watch videos like this, free trainings, I want to get the most out of it, the most bang for my buck, right? So, so if you're listening, feel free to grab a little pen and paper and jot down 2 action items, right, that you can take today to move your business forward. So hopefully something I'll say will spark an idea, or you'll say, oh, I've got to do that for my business, right? So you're looking for 2 action items today. So feel free to grab a pen and paper quick and come back. Also, you can always watch me on 2x speed, right? Tell me below if you watch me on speedy zone, so that I, right? We're all looking to save time and money, right? So try me on speed. Let me know how that goes. Okay, so if you're new here, right, my name is Christina. I'm a business coach. I've been helping businesses for over 10 years, right? I've had several businesses of my own, as well as helping other businesses. And I love seeing women business owners succeed. That is my thrill in life. That is my goal in life. That is my passion. So it all started, right? My husband and I started a little bike shop, coffee shop back in 2014. And actually before that, right, in 2010, I opened my first little Etsy shop. So that was really my first jump into online business. And man, what a place Etsy is, right? If anyone is on Etsy or was on Etsy, feel free to tell me below. But that was my first view into, oh my gosh, online is ginormous, right? It is so hard to be seen. And then when my husband and I opened our little bike shop, coffee shop, it was a brick and mortar store, and that was another entirely different experience. But at the same time, we thought, okay, we're in this day and age of social media. This will be great, right? We can advertise online. This will be great. And we really quickly realized, okay, we can't just build it and they will come, right? We really thought we'd build this beautiful brick and mortar store. We set up our social media profiles. If we post, we thought it would be enough, right? If any of you are stuck in this posting and hoping strategy, tell me below how you feel like posting is going, right? I was stuck there for years. And the bike shop taught me one really important lesson, many important lessons, but one that has really stuck with me. And that was we opened or created a Facebook group, right? So this was back in 2014. So Facebook groups were pretty hot and heavy here in our local community, but certainly not, I don't think, as prevalent as they are now. Granted, I think they have never lost popularity. They've always been popular, but it really helped our business. And it was such a success. We created events, and I really think that's where we built our community. And in fact, to this day, that bike group, Facebook group is still going, right? Long after we closed our business, some of those guys are still getting together and biking together, which is beautiful, right? I love hearing that story. So even, sadly, we had to close our doors for the bike shop. I turned it into my passion, because what a heartache, right? To one, have to feel like a failure, but also what a passion I gained from that experience, right? I really had to figure out what that lesson was for, right? And there are so many lessons in closing that bike shop, but the biggest one is really just wanting to share the knowledge, because I really feel like the right access to the tools and the tricks and ways to be seen online is really about letting the knowledge be free out there, right? And helping others rise, right? We rise together. That is it. This is the summer for women. I'm claiming it. We are going to be successful, and we all rise together. So I'm glad you're here. So right after the bike shop, we sadly closed, and I have been helping other businesses since then. So what I have really learned, and it really took me a long time, right? I remembered the Facebook group, and I would always tell other businesses, hey, definitely start a Facebook group of your own, right? Or utilize Facebook groups for your own marketing. Share your content to other Facebook groups. But I didn't create my own Facebook group until just last year, right? So if you are here, I'm so glad you're here. This group has grown really quickly. I'm excited to have everyone here. And I wish I had started it sooner. And I am encouraging you, if you have not started a Facebook group, that is definitely something to think about, because it is such a great vessel to capture your audience, right? So you've heard me talk about Facebook groups all the time, but if you have any questions about Facebook groups, feel free to drop them below. Or if you feel like you are stuck in this posting strategy, right? If you are posting and hoping and not getting eyeballs, not getting leads, not getting clients, let's change, right? Just say strategy below. I would love to reach out to you, because it is time to get some tools, get some knowledge to move your business forward, right? You've really got to fill in the gaps and learn from the people who have gone before you, right? If you are stuck doing the same strategy and not getting results, it is not about doing more of that thing, right? So many business owners think, and I was stuck here, right? I was stuck for years telling other people what to do and not doing it myself. So I was stuck in this, I'll just post and hope the right people find me and reach out to me, right? And that never really happened. I was slowly growing my business for years, but not as effective as lately, right? Not as effective as until I started that Facebook group. So I really encourage you, if you are on the fence about a Facebook group, definitely reconsider doing it now, right? This is for action takers. This is for go-getters. Do it now. So yeah, if you are looking for more strategy, feel free to say strategy below. I would love to reach out to you. Okay, let's get back to Canva, right? So I say Canva with a giant caveat, right? Canva is there to help us. It cannot be the only strategy, right? Let me say that again. If you are relying on Canva to make beautiful pictures, I am one for, right? I've been making pretty pictures my entire life. Many of you, I'm sure, have too, right? Who loves a good graphic? Just say so below. But Canva is not enough. Canva alone is not a great strategy, right? I am guilty of this. I get stuck in this and had for years. I got stuck in this. I'm going to just make pretty pictures. I'm going to keep making pretty things and put them, perfect my profile, perfect my posts, and make it pretty, right? That was my goal. I'll just make it pretty. Oh, it's not working. I got to make it prettier. Oh, it's not working. I got to change my messaging, right? It is not about making everything perfect and prettier. That is not a strategy. That is not an effective enough strategy. So Canva is great, right? I love Canva, and we're going to talk about the best ways to utilize Canva for your business, but it is not the only strategy, right? If you are only using Canva, I would suggest to not because if you are relying on Canva, that is, I think, the wrong focus, right? I love making pretty posts and I love using Canva, but if that is your only plan, then let's talk, right? Because it cannot be the only thing. Canva is there to make it easier and quicker. And that's what I love about Canva, is that we can utilize it so that posting is ancillary. That is the goal. Posting should be secondary to your overall business plan, right? It should not be that you spend all day on Canva making content and pretty pictures for your website. No. That is not the goal. So if that is what you've been stuck in, if you've been stuck in this phase, let's talk, because it is time to jump out of this stuck in a rut for your business, right? We've got to move your business forward. So with that being said, right, giant caveat, don't focus on posting alone. Posting is not enough, right? Posting is just not enough. It is not about perfecting your posts. It is not about perfecting your message. All those things are great. That is not enough of a strategy. You need a more overall comprehensive approach, and you need a vessel to capture your audience, right? The social media profiles just don't do it enough, right? People are scrolling and liking and they're gone. You really got to have a little bit more of a plan. Okay, so let's talk about Canva, right? So with Canva, these are my top 3 tips. So what I have recently found on Canva, and this includes tip number 1. So tip number 1, you've probably figured this out, or if you haven't, this is a great tip, use templates, right? So if any of you are already using templates, right, feel free to tell me below. Templates are amazing. So what Canva is really great at, and the best part of Canva, is that everything is copyright free. So everything is set up for commercial use and for a business. Now, I say that with, right, another caveat. There may be some things that people have licensed, or if you are trying to resell something, right, if you're trying to create a product to sell, I would definitely look into more of that, right? Definitely check the fine print, that if someone has created a template and you just boom, turn around and sell it, that might not be a great idea. You always want to make it your own, but definitely be sure that you are not using like an entire, workbook that someone else has created and you turn around and sell it. Granted, it's a great place to start. You could start with that template, change it up, add your own, make it your own thing, and then certainly sell it. That is absolutely available and encouraged. But definitely check some of the fine print if you're thinking about selling something. But otherwise, for the most part, everything is copyright free. Everything is available for commercial use. So you can post away, you can put it on your blog, you can do all those things. There are some things I've heard, if you're using pictures in your blog, right, you want to not just open a picture, a standalone picture, and then post it on your blog. It's supposed to be Creative Commons, but definitely check some fine print on that. That I think the better use practices are to add a few things on top. It kind of change up the photo, so that you're not just downloading a photo and using it on your website. So something to think about, right? But what is beautiful is more for posting. So Canva has all kinds of different sizes. They have presentations, they have Instagram sizes, they have all kinds of templates. So what I used to do is I would pick my size first, right? I would pick an Instagram size or a Facebook post size. I would pick the size first and then look at the templates. But what I have discovered is there are some beautiful templates and far more options if you search just before you even pick a size. So just at the top of Canva, you can search, like on the home screen, if you just search at the very top, before you even say create a design, if you just say search templates, it will give you all kinds of different templates in every size. And what's beautiful about Canva, and I believe it might only be on the pro version, but the pro version is like $12 a month, so it's very handy for business owners. But you can resize any design. So if you search the templates, you could search for, right, like I was doing this for a client. I was doing a Father's Day flyer for a client quickly. And so I was looking for Father's Day. If I were to have looked in flyer first, I would have had far less ideas, right? But I searched in the templates, I searched Father's Day, and it gave me presentations, it gave me flyers, it gave me Instagram posts, it gave me, a million different things. And I think I ended up liking like a Pinterest pin first, and I just resized it to a flyer. right? So you can resize any design. So that is really, I think, the best tip is to search the templates for whatever it could be. It could be a color, and that's sometimes the hard thing to know where to start, right? And that's what's beautiful about Canva is that there are so many options. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, but definitely you can search by color, you could search by feel, you could search by, right? Maybe a graphic that you like or something like that, right? Or a style. So in the templates, if you're thinking about, okay, what am I going to post this week, right? And if you saw last week's, we talked all about what to post. So if you're looking for more content ideas, feel free to say content ideas below, and I can send you that free training from last week. But if you're looking for like those 3 posts we talked about last week, you can search in Canva. You could search those templates. You could search for wellness quote or motivation Monday, or you could say tips. What Canva is beautiful for are tips and resources, right? Or a list of tips. So it could be self-care tips, right? They have, oh my gosh, amazing, already set up, 5 tips for self-care, 5 tips for sleep, 5 tips for exercising, all of those things. They have so many great tips. 5 tips for social media, right? They have so many amazing tips. So you could just search tips, right, in the templates, and a million ideas would come up and give you content ideas. So I love that too. But also, you can search for, like I said, the feel. You could search for a color. So whatever your design idea is or your branding, right? You could just search for, I'm always searching for pink, magenta, black, gold, you know what I mean? You could search any sparkle, glitter, whatever you want to search for, and it'll give you a bunch of ideas. So that is the number 1 tip, definitely, is to use templates and to start with a template. So as opposed to picking a design size and then searching, that will limit your search. So start with just at the very top, search the templates, and then it'll give you all kinds of different sizes, and then you can pick one and resize it to whatever you need. So that is tip number 1, use templates for sure. So tip number 2 is animate. So is anyone using animate in Canva? I would love to hear. I love the animate button, right? I love that you can take any static graphic, text, photo, element, anything in Canva, you can animate. So that is what is so beautiful. You can even, if you just have the whole design selected, you can click that animate button and it will animate the whole page. So it will do, you can only do like 1 animation, maybe 2 animations, but it'll animate everything in the same way. So you could have everything just kind of flow in. And what I love is that immediately makes a video, right? It'll create a video file, so you can download the video file. You could also still download it as that same design. You could download as an image. So you can animate pieces of your design, but then still, if you decide you don't like that moving, or you want to do 2 different things, or you want to do like a A/B test, something like that on your posts or your ads or something like that, you can definitely try and see if a PNG works better, or a MP4 if a video works better. I love video because I think that captures, right? We really are trying to get in people's feed and get their attention, right? And there's nothing more that gets your attention if you're scrolling by something moving, right? So that is just, you'll notice in your feed, you tend to stop or slow down when videos pop up, right? So videos, I just think, get seen so much more. If you're thinking about doing ads, definitely think about a video. And that's what I love about Canva, is that you can turn any of those designs into an animation, right? You can animate your picture coming in, your text coming in, you can have a photo scrolling across the background. Like, there are a million different ways that you can animate things, and it's really cute. You can get a little crazy with it, right? So I always suggest trying to simplify and maybe just have 1 or 2 things coming in. So definitely try out the animate button. I would love to hear how that's working for, if other people are utilizing that, or how that works for you. I love too is that Canva has video, right? So there are a million different elements. So you can pick like cute little graphics, swirlies, blobs, little, flowers, anything. You could pick a million different elements, but they also have videos. So as a background, stock videos, right? And I love that because You can have like a beach, a beach scene, like waves actually crashing behind in the background of whatever you're creating, right? And so that's a great quote idea, right? You could have just waves crashing in the background and have a quote scroll across the screen, right? And then have your logo pop in maybe, right? Those are some amazing, easy pop, 5 minutes, boom, your post is done. It's a great way to save time for sure. So this is definitely adding into that being more effective. I would definitely think about scheduling your posts, right? We talked about that last week, but Canva allows you to, and I haven't utilized these tools, but you can schedule directly from Canva. So that would be another idea. I would definitely love to hear if anyone has tried scheduling directly from Canva. They are adding new capabilities all the time. I think Canva is so widely used that so many new tools and buttons are being added all the time. I've even seen that you can create a website, right? They have some website templates on there. I don't know how that would work if it's like the coding in the background and then you could still use it on a different host. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I would love to hear if anyone's utilizing the website templates on Canva. I would love to hear how that's working. But they have presentations, posts, worksheets, everything that you could imagine. And you can download things as MP4, a PDF, you could turn it into a printable, that's what I love is that you can kind of mimic your branding. So if you create this great post, or maybe you find a tips picture that you love, you could easily change that size, turn it into a PDF printable, and offer it as a freebie, right? It's a great place to create your freebies, get ideas for freebies, get ideas for posts. All those things are really great. So I love Canva for all those reasons. Okay, so just to recap our first two, we said templates certainly is number one, and then second tip is animate. Definitely animate so that you can download as a video and use videos in your ads, in some of your posts. You can turn it into a reel, you can turn it into a TikTok, you could, reuse it. So that is my tip number 3 then. That leads us to tip number 3 is to resize and repurpose. So it is not, again, I don't want you to focus on posting alone, right? If you are only posting and coming up with content and that is your only marketing or your only sales strategy, it is not enough. Unless you have a huge account and you're going viral, right? If you're going viral every day, awesome. But if you don't have enough clients, right, you're probably here and trying to get free content because you want more clients, right? You want to learn more marketing strategies. And definitely posting alone is not enough. It's just not enough, unfortunately, right? We get stuck. We feel like that's all we have control over is just posting and kind of hoping. And unfortunately, it takes a little bit more effort. It takes a little bit more of a strategy to get actual clients into your realm, into your business. So that's really the goal. But we want posting to be ancillary. It's still important to have a placeholder. It's still important to have a presence on social media. Obviously, you want to attract the right eyeballs, right? And so you want to have that space, that face time with your customers. So you really want to be able to have that chance of getting in their search and their feed. And that's why it's important to post, but we just can't rely only on posting because it's just not effective alone, right? It would be great if we all went viral every day, but it's just not the nature of the algorithm these days, right? It's just really hard, so much harder, and so many things are out of our control to really have that effect, right? Unfortunately. So we want to make posting easy, automatic, part of your system that we can just post it, schedule it, and not think about it. And then we can focus on our actual building relationships, growing our Facebook group, reaching out, follow up. All of those parts are much more important than posting alone, for sure. So Canva can really help with that, right? And that is why tip number 3 is to resize and repurpose. So you can create if you pick a template, right? You changed it to an Instagram post, maybe that's where you started, a little square post or a reel. Then you can just resize that design to a Pinterest pin. You can have it be a TikTok. Those are both the same size, by the way. You could do a Facebook if you wanted a longer, Facebook kind of post. I like doing just the square posts, both on Instagram and Facebook, but you can change it to any size. And that is what is great. I always encourage everyone to mimic their posts on all the wherever you're at, right? All your social media platforms. You don't have time to be coming up with different content for each platform. Granted, there are probably different kinds of content that would do better on different platforms, but if you're in the spray and hope method at the moment, right, you're just trying to figure out, okay, what's out there, who can see my business, and you don't want to worry about what different platforms. If none of them are working, just use the same post on all the platforms and then focus on your other strategies, right? Your other actual relationship building strategies. So I think that is the most important. I really believe in, you don't have the same audience on all the same on all the different platforms. So it's not like you're boring everyone. No one is seeing your content, right? No one is seeing all your content, I promise you. So just copy and do the same post on all your profiles. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, no one is seeing all of your posts, I promise. And then focus, that way you can have that be automatic and you can focus on, I think, the more important parts of growing your client list, growing your actual leads, getting warm leads. I would not call followers, right? It's important to get followers, but those are really hard to turn into leads unless you have another strategy. So followers are not leads, right? They need to take action and say yes to something before they're an actual lead. So definitely it's important to grow your profiles, but again, it's more important to get them into your system, grow your email list, get them into your Facebook group, actually start building and having conversations with those potential customers, right? I think that's much more important. So those are really my 3 tips, right? If anyone has any questions, feel free to post below. But just to recap, the 3, I think, best ways to utilize Canva is to certainly start with a template, right? No reason to start from scratch unless you have a brilliant idea, right? You might already picture, like I said, maybe you want to start with a beach scene, and so you could just search in the videos and pop in a video and then add your own quote. So that would be starting from scratch, right? And the other thing that Canva has added lately is music. So you can add music to your videos, which is amazing, right? They have all Creative Commons, copyright-free, commercial use videos and music. So that's what's amazing too. So so start with a template. That way, at least you're starting with a base. You can edit it, you can change the color, right? What I also love about Canva is that you can pop in your logo and it will grab the colors from your logo, right? So if you have or a design that you love, it will grab those colors. So you can match the color to the text, to a little swirly, to, right? Everything, different elements in your design so that everything is kind of cute and brandy and all matchy-matchy, right? That's what's beautiful. And I think it looks professional, right? If you have matching colors, it will suggest colors. You can kind of pick the color and pick like a contrasting, but in the same color family. All those things make it really beautiful. So definitely start with a template. That way you don't have to be reinventing the wheel, right? You can certainly edit it a bunch and make it your own. I have not found that I see the same designs everywhere, right? Some designs maybe I see once or twice, but I don't feel like I see the same designs that I'm using. So tell me below if you feel like everyone's using the same templates, right? I feel like if you are searching for specific things that you are wanting to talk about, then I feel like it's really unlikely that someone in your realm, in your same audience, is also searching or ends up searching and using the same template. But tell me below, right? If you run into this problem, I would love to hear, because you can just edit it some more, right? If you're finding that you've got the similar style to someone else that you're following and you end up using the same template, then you can certainly rearrange it and, add in different elements or something like that to make it your own. So start with the template. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Second is to animate. Turn those designs into videos and try them in your ads. Try them, see if it works better, right? You could do a post on your regular profile, and then maybe for the stories, turn it into a video and see which one does better, right? You can always test it or try it out on, obviously TikTok has to have a video. So that's what's great about Canva, is that you can have a static design and then you can turn it into a video and pop it over on TikTok, right? That's what's great. So animate. And then number 3 is to resize and repurpose. So just resize the same designs to turn it into a printable, to turn it into from an Instagram post over to a TikTok video, to a Pinterest pin. You can make it static, you can make it animated, all of those things, but repurpose the same content so you're not doing twice the work, right? Just have the same posts on all your profiles. and have that be part of your strategy. Certainly you can feather in other ideas. So if on Instagram you really prefer to do like a live, obviously that's fine, but just have your main like 3 posts per week, right? If you wanted to start there. If you're posting every day, that's amazing. And I would schedule that ahead and have a set schedule each week. But if you're stuck for content ideas, I would say just start with three posts per week and just put that everywhere. That allows you to have and schedule those out. That allows you to have more headspace to get creative, right? To figure out, okay, what would I do on the day then? Or what's popping up this week, right? That's what I love, is just being genuine and authentic. Like, oh my God, this is coming up with my clients, right? Or this question keeps coming up, and then you can pop on a quick live and share that with your audience, right? I think those are some really authentic, creative, inspired moments, right? We want to take those inspired actions from the universe, thank you, right? And act on those, right? But you have to be allowed headspace. You can't be worried all day. Okay, oh my God, what am I going to post today? What am I going to post tomorrow? Oh my God, what? You know what I mean? That's terrible, right? That doesn't allow you to be creative and doesn't allow you to have space to work on your business, right? Or have creative ideas for new content or new products or services, or right? You really need to have a little bit of that headspace to be able to freedom to be able to do that. So let's make our posting automatic. So definitely think about spending, if it's every day that you're spending on Canva, like maybe try to block it into, right, trying to be more effective. So create a bunch of your content maybe one day out of the week and schedule it all. That way the rest of the days you can focus on other tasks, other more income generating tasks, client getting tasks, lead generation tasks, right? That's probably the more important. Okay, so that is pretty much it for Canva, right? Let me know if you have some questions below. I'd be happy to answer, or you can reach out to me privately as well. I'll put my printable. I do have a printable from my library. If you're in this group, you have access to my printable library, or if you're on my email list, I have a whole library of a bunch of printables. If you would like access to that, just tell me below as well. But I'll put the Canva template, or I'm sorry, the Canva printable with my top 5 tips that include these 3 things that we talked about, as well as some other little golden nuggets about what to search for graphic elements or things like that. I'll include that in the comments below. But otherwise, if you're looking for an overall strategy, right? If you're feeling stuck in your business and you are stuck in this posting and hoping strategy, I want to help you, right? I want to move your business forward. I know you are a DIY. I know you could figure it out yourself. You're resourceful, right? If you're here, you're looking for free content. I get that. All the free content in the world is amazing, but you are going to need a little bit more strategy to really move your business forward, right? I know you could do it yourself. It's just going to take longer, right? Unfortunately, free content is amazing, but it is a little bit more do it yourself, obviously, and it's going to take you longer. I don't want you to waste years. You don't have years wasted, right? You don't have years to waste before moving your business forward. So if you're ready to act and you want to move your business forward this summer and start making money, let's talk, right? Just say strategy below. I offer one-on-one coaching, and I would love to help move your business forward, because you are an action taker, right? You are a go-getter. You want this business to happen, right? And my question is always, if you don't have a plan, if you're stuck and things are not moving, you're not getting clients, you're not getting leads, what is your plan, right? What is your plan to move forward? I think that is far scarier to stay stuck rather than take a risk and try something new, right? Try a new strategy, get some more help, get some coaching, try a course, right? Some of those things can be really scary, but I think staying stuck is far scarier, because if you don't have a plan, you don't have hope, you don't have a way out, right? You're just staying stuck. And often that's our fear creeping up, saying it's safe here, right? We've been here before, at least we know what this is. But that's just not getting out of your comfort zone, right? Unfortunately, and that's just not gonna move your business forward if you are staying stuck, right? Staying in your comfort zone is not where you can grow. So I'm all about helping you grow. Let's move your business forward. Feel free to reach out with any particular questions, or if you want to talk about one-on-one coaching, I would love to help. Just say strategy below. I teach all of this in my Lead Accelerator program, right? We can take your Facebook group and turn it into your gold mine. Let's make it your #1 lead generating tool so that you are getting 5 to 10 qualified leads into your business every single day. Let's talk. All right, that is it for today. Thanks so much for